Dr. Rohit Shetty sir. He is going to speak to us on the research and business can go hand in hand. You know that he is from Narayan Netralaya and one day he will be uh, Nobel laureate, I think, one day. Best wishes.
Thank you, sir. And it's been a wonderful hour of listening to such wonderful stories. I think that's the essence and spirit of this meeting here, to get inspired. So my story or my discussion today is on research and business. Can it go hand in hand? I do receive grants for my work from various organizations, and many of the things which I might show here might have an financial interest in the future. So one of the most important thing is to identify an idea, and this is on business, but this can be on any front. And when you look at an idea, the biggest challenge is how this idea has an impact maybe in the next 10 years. If you have not really thought of an idea which can change, which can be a disruptive in the way it is thought and it's executed. Many of our ideas are always extremely one-sided. It's always run-of-the-mill concepts, pick up something from here and there, and just that's never going to work. If you really look at the concept about this book, what if has to be the main fundamental format of how you have to look at research as a business. Because if you're looking at research as a business today, tomorrow, or in future, it cannot be looked at it from just doing what everybody has done or everybody has thought about. So the biggest thing is you have to change the mindset. And the biggest mindset is, what if people laugh at you? If say that I want to do something so extraordinarily different, they are going to laugh at you. If they don't laugh at you, that idea is not worth trying. And I've been laughed at all my life, and it's okay, because at the end of 10 years, you show what you've done. Because the ones you don't laugh at, once people don't make a mockery of it, are the ones which is done by everybody else. So that are not disruptive, and that's the most important thing if you're looking at a business. So when you look at any business, you look at the business model gaps. What are you looking at if you were to convert your idea into business? For that, do you have a clear system? Do you have an effective team? And to do that, it's like this boat. You have to move out of your comfort zone. So any business, if you look at any, I come from a city of startups, and I do have a lot of patients and friends. So every startup which has worked well has one which has moved out of comfort zone. And those people have done the same thing and never worked out. So that is very important. A simple thing, there's a new startup joint which makes, called Rameshwaran Coffee. They make masala dosas. And everybody makes masala dosa in Bangalore. It's very difficult not to find one. What is his USP? You go to his shop, he uses ghee, a fresh ghee in front of everything, and squeezes it. And everything is made of ghee. I mean, healthy or not healthy is a different thing. And he makes a profit of, he says, Kamat is something, he makes a profit of 5.5, 6 crores a month just by making those dosas. So the question is, that's his USP, and he thought about it, and when other people are hiding ghee in their kitchen. And building a startup is about, when you look at, you have to find a solution, find a problem, what you want to make it into a business. It's like solving a Rubik's Cube. It's one point at a time. So first, when you identify, you have to really look at, do you need to have a group of people, or you want to do solo? It's impossible to do solo, because you need, if you want to have a big idea, you have to have people who can make it big. And if you have one thing I keep telling a lot of innovators, there are a lot of youngsters I see who present in Apple Tree and other places. Do not present, publish, show in any form till you have planned to patent, or you have done some kind of patent work if your idea is really good. coming here and putting it, if this is always recorded, and maybe Dr. Prashant or Krishna Prasad Kudlu will keep sending it every month, then you're out. The patent lawyer asks if it's there on the net, it's no longer a novelty. So that's very important to be understood. And these are all things which I don't want to spend my time. But you have to understand that you have to adapt, and you have to look at why do you want to do something. There are pharma industries, you want to work on a pharma aspect. You want to work on something, adapt something which is not existing. And the most important thing is, how do you stop trying to follow what is already being done? This is a very difficult thing because it's so easy. I go to PubMed, I get 25 papers, I find what I want. And how do you build your own? So what did we do? We started looking at, first 10 years just went in, putting a lot of money into it. And this point of time, I thank our late chairman, who never asked why so much of our resources goes doing nothing. Maybe publish a few papers, build a team which is going to be for the next 10 years or 20 years. For the 10, it's like watering a plant. You never know what is going to, you may never be there to receive the fruit of that plant, but you have to keep doing it because the next generation gets it. And if you don't have that vision, then you can't make a big business model. Everything else is small, making a small instrument, making a OCT, making a handheld thing. Those are all small things. I'm just giving a larger picture because you should think big. Whether it happens or not is different. You need to keep meeting people. You have to talk to people who speak different languages, share ideas, and be always on the regulatory front. Never break anything. There are so many times we have figured out we could have broken so many small, because there was no law, especially when it comes to gene therapy, regenerative medicine. But we made the law. We were part of the regulation. It took 8 years for the government to have a regulatory body on gene therapy. 8 years back, we could have just done it on any patient, and I don't think we'd have had any problem. But law, if you want to go by law, it takes time. A simple example, 8 years back, we decided we want to go gene therapy. Because now you see that there is a gene, in 5 years or 8 years, every disease will have one or the other means of regenerative, reparative therapies. So you have to be, if you want to be in the business, you have to think ahead, and you have to pick the scent before it becomes aroma to the world. If you're not, then everybody will do it. So this started around 9 years back, so much of funding to it, building a team. And you can see all these factors. Because we know, this is like watering that plant, because you know in next 10 years, you will have every disease, whether I am working with leukemias, I'm working with hemophilias, muscular dystrophies. It's nothing to do with ophthalmology. This is going to be the lab. You can manufacture many things in it. So it become business there. How you do it, then you have to work with companies. The companies will start working with you. We already, this year, we're going to start with the gene therapy called corneal dystrophies. There's a few of the slides where we're doing the animal experience. Beautiful results of how the dystrophy suddenly changes. You can see that this mark here, this is keratoconus, and you can see that just by drops, it just becomes strong. So you have to be disruptive in your thinking, because this is what is going to be a business model, not just because if you want to become big in the model, because these things, and you have to keep patenting it, you have to keep talking about it. Because there are a lot of people who will be shouting from the, or like in this case, in the audience, but you have to figure out who is actually giving you advice and somebody who's actually in that domain. So that's very important. I'll skip these few things. Right questions is important. Drug development is a great idea for business. And you have to keep picking up these models, because the models has to be what the world needs. We started looking at new drugs, and there are few drugs which I've shown here which can regenerate the collagen itself. That means it becomes a collagen synthesizer. That means imagine the amount of role it has, both from the pharmaceutical industry and also, because you can see that, and you have to make an effort to go and put your money into animal experiments. You have to and when you come to the market, you have to be ready, not just one-line ideas. That will never work. Curcumin, resveratrols, it's a few things which we have worked on. And always keep understanding about what makes you unachievable. And this is what I want to end here, saying that the business is all about finding what others have not seen and what is going to be the future in the next 5 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit, for a wonderful